Hello everyone, it's Mrs. McGeough here for another story time. And we also have little Minnie who is probably going to take a nap soon. Hey, say hi Minnie. And we want to say bonjour, hello in French. To those of you who are tuning in, we want to say bonjour to Andrea and Karsten, bonjour to Max, Colton, Gael, bonjour to Benny and Aaliyah and Ethan at home. So today we have some very special things for you. We have our surprise box. And these items in the surprise box are going to tell us what we're reading about today. So let's see, we're going to learn some sign language too. So first, Minnie and folks out there, we have candy. Candy. So you take your finger and you kind of push it towards your tooth. Candy. Because if you eat too much candy, you might get a cavity. And we also have I don't know if you can see it because it's in a Ziploc bag, a pie. Now to say pie in sign language, we just take our non-dominant hand and over it we cut a piece of pie. That's awesome. So a lot of the words in sign language are easy for us because they are cognates, which means they transfer over from our language. So take German, kalt is cold in English. So it's just kind of self-explanatory. Pie, as if we're cutting a piece of pie. Awesome. So we have one more thing to show you before we start our story. Maybe you can guess. We're going to draw it for you. And the story is kind of out of season. But Mrs. McGeough only has so many storybooks in her house. And one of them, this one is her favorite, one of her favorites. I don't know if you can tell what it is. Right now we're going to be planting things for spring. And by the fall, they could become big vegetables. And this is, if you can't tell, a pumpkin. So we are going to be reading a story about a pumpkin. About a pumpkin, and we say that in sign language like this. Pumpkin, pumpkin, as if you're checking the ripeness of a pumpkin or gourd or melon. We also use those in sign language. Pumpkin, gourd, or melon. We have our pie. And we have our candy, because we are reading a story called The Big Pumpkin. It's one of my favorites. Alrighty, so here we go. Minnie's gonna bathe herself while we're reading. Once there was a witch who wanted to make pumpkin pie. So she planted a pumpkin seed. She weeded and watered, and after a while, a sprout poked out through. And then a pumpkin grew, and it grew, and it grew, and then it grew some more. See that old witch? She kind of looks like me, doesn't she? Soon, Halloween was just hours away. The witch thought about the pumpkin pie and bent down to take her pumpkin off the vine. Look at that big orange pumpkin. Well, she pulled and she tugged and she pulled. First she pulled hard and then she pulled harder. But the pumpkin just sat. "Drat!" said the witch. That looks like Brittany trying to get her old tomato vines out of the ground in the fall time. Just then, along came a ghost. "Big pumpkin," said the ghost. "It's big and it's mine and it's stuck on the vine. And Halloween's just hours away," said the witch. And she kicked that pumpkin. I am bigger and stronger than you two, boasted the ghost. Let me try. Huh, said the witch, but she thought about the pumpkin pie and she stepped aside. Let's turn the page. Minnie, you can help. The ghost bent down to take the pumpkin off of the vine. Well, he pulled and he tugged and he pulled some more. First he pulled hard and then he pulled harder, but the pumpkin just sat. Drat, said the ghost. And there's the ghost with the pumpkin. Just then, along came a vampire. Big pumpkin, said the vampire. It's big and it's mine and it's stuck on the vine. And Halloween's just hours away, said the witch. And she kicked the pumpkin. I am bigger than both of you and stronger than you two, boasted the vampire. Let me try. Huh, said the witch. Huh, said the ghost. Thank you, Minnie. But they thought about pumpkin pie and stepped aside. The vampire bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, he pulled and he tugged and he pulled some more. First he pulled hard and then he pulled harder, but the pumpkin just sat. Drat, said the vampire. Just then a mummy came along. Big pumpkin, said the mummy. It's big and it's mine and it's stuck on the vine and Halloween's just hours away, said the witch, and she kicked that pumpkin. Remember how to say pumpkin? I am bigger than all of you and stronger too, boasted the mummy. Let me try. Huh, said the witch. Huh, said the ghost. Said the vampire. But they thought about pumpkin pie and they stepped aside. The mummy bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, she pulled and she tugged and she pulled. First she pulled hard and then she pulled harder, but the pumpkin just sat. Drat, said the mummy. Just then along came a bat. Big pumpkin, said the bat. The witch didn't say a word. She just looked at the ghost and rolled her eyes. The ghost looked at the vampire. The vampire looked at the mummy. They all looked at the little bat and started to laugh. Ha 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 ha. I may not be big and I may not be strong, said the bat, but I have an idea. And the bat told him what to do. Huh, said the witch. Huh, said the ghost. Huh, said the vampire. Said the mummy. Ready, set, pull, called the bat. The bat pulled the mummy pulled the vampire. The vampire pulled the ghost pulled the witch, and the witch pulled the pumpkin. Well, they pulled and they tugged and they pulled. First they pulled hard and then they pulled harder. And snap! Off came the pumpkin. Thrat! Said the witch. Whoosh! And it flew and it flew and thud! It landed on top of a hill and thump, bump, thump, bump, thump, bump. It bounced all the way down to the witch's house. And when it got to her door, the pumpkin just sat. Hooray for the bat, shouted the witch. And she hurried inside to make pumpkin pie. Said the ghost. Have some more, said the witch. Couldn't eat another bite, said the pumpkin. Fun party, said the mummy. Time to go, said the bat. Thrat, said the witch. as she watched them all leave. Then she went right out and planted another pumpkin seed. The end. So I wanted to thank you folks, thank you in sign language again, for helping me learn about candy and pumpkin pie. And thanks to Minnie for joining us again today too. We'll see you guys again real soon. Bye!